Good morning, everybody. Hi. I see we've got lots of folks here in the chat. I'm so glad you guys could join me. My name is Becky, and I have the YouTube channel Power Tools with Thread and a blog by the same name. And I'm some kind of insane stitcher. I don't know. Hi, Candace. Yes, good morning. Hey, Lisa. How are those pandas and sweaters going? Did you buy that when we were together? Lisa, Betty Boop in here in the chat. That is my quilty buddy, Lisa. So she's an amazing quilter. Hey, Scotty Dog, you made it. Good morning. You need to be signed into YouTube in order to be able to chat with everybody in somebody called it like a virtual retreat. So that sounds like fun, right? So you need to be signed into YouTube in order to be able to chat. Or you can leave a comment below the video if you're catching the replay or you're just watching outside of being signed in. So it's very good to see all of you guys this morning. I got some Texas girls in the house. Nancy's here from Shirts, Texas, right up the road from me. Hey, neighbor. It's good to see y'all. Yeah, very nice. I'm doubled up on my coffee, so I'm about ready to go. I'm tired. I hope you all had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. We did. We went down to Port O'Connor, and no, you didn't miss me. Yay, Katie, you made it. Oh, you have a cooler day today up in Nebraska. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to hit 100 degrees again. Maybe not. I don't know. But Corpus Christi, hey, lady. Yeah, Kentucky, St. Louis, couple of Aussies here. Good morning, gals. Nice to see y'all. Diane's here. She says she's trying to be quiet to watch in her sewing room. She calls it her treasures. She's got company in. So I met Diane on Sew and Sale 11 last year. It was a lot of fun. Alberta, Canada. Great. So good to see you guys here. We had a wonderful weekend. We went down to Port O'Connor, Texas, which is on the corner of the Gulf of Mexico and Matagorda Bay. We just painted our house a bright blue. It's very beachy. It looks good. And met new friends and visited with old friends and had a really good time. I did catch up on some stitching while I was down there. What did I do? Let me turn on. I took the collectible Christmas from Me Time down there. It's hot and muggy in Chicago. Welcome to my world. Yeah. What did I do? I had that right in my hand. Oh, it's over on the sewing table, cutting table. I finished the bungalow. I say finished. I did all the stitching. I still have to put the buildings together and glue them, get them into 3D. So I got the bungalow done and the doghouse and then a couple of trees from the boarding house. So I got that done. I had another package with me down there to do. I think it was the schoolhouse. I didn't get to that one. Virginia, Lake Charles, Chattanooga. Awesome. Oh, 3 Australians here. Awesome. You guys coming in from all over the world. This is amazing. Montana, beautiful country. Beautiful. Orange, Texas. Salute. Love that. Oh, yeah. Albany, New York. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's hot, y'all. It is hot. So, did you guys get any weekend sewing done? Let me know. Put it in the chat or pop it into the replay. If that's what you're watching, put it in the comments below. Let me know what you were working on. You know, if you avoided people and hung out in your sewing room, good for you. So, okay. We are working on Seasonal Stitchy Stars this is a pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop, and it's not a quilt per se, like to go on your bed. This is a table runner, but it is done in all different seasons. It's made up out of 7 blocks, and it is only done, they're all the same. It is just done in different colors, and I am doing the fall one. Oh, my head. You got quilting. You're quilting on your long arm. Not a girl. I finished quilting the Praises quilt yesterday from coriander quilts. And that thing's been on my long arm for 2 months, y'all. What happened was I guess I made a boo-boo when I was putting in the length of the quilt. Usually, and I'm using robotics, and so usually usually I add an inch, maybe 2 on the length, because quilts draw up as they get stitched, right? So anyway, I don't know. It's early. I shouldn't have to think about math at this time. Didn't sew, but you cut out. Oh, Christmas shimmer. Nice, Terry. Okay. Oh, Katie, she said she worked all weekend in the hospital. There you go. Yeah, she said it was crazy busy. Labor Day. Yeah. Wiley, Texas. I love my Texas girls in the house. That's cool. Y'all, I live in a little town called LaVernia, and I'm about 35 miles southeast of San Antonio. Okay. So I was talking about the long arm, the quilt I took off the long arm. I don't know. I went to stitch the final, it was like half of a row on the bottom, and it wasn't long enough. And I had extra quilt left over. And I'm like, how did that happen? So I had to rip it out twice, not once, but twice. And then finally moved the start point, and I got it to work. But that was one of those where I knew that kind of grief was coming. And so I just let it sit there because I didn't want to deal with it. Oh, you'd want to do a bed runner, but what size should it be to keep it from falling off the bed? I think you would want to add blocks to either end, to either long end. The width isn't going to make a difference, I wouldn't think. But the longer it is on the sides, that may help to anchor it a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. Hi, Norma. You guys, this is great. Oh, Lori, you're getting a new sewing machine today. What are you getting? What are you after? Are you after an embroidery machine? All right. Let me turn on my slim line here. Sorry, I've got to have that on so I can see what I'm doing. I don't let it. Okay. All right. So we are doing, this morning, we're going to do the star flower block. Let me get this. It looks just like this. And I'm doing that one right there on the end, the green and the orange, autumn colors, but it's the same block for all seasons. And they give you a picture for all seasons. All right. You'd love to do a bed runner. Yeah. Okay. I did not tackle the hot glue gun this weekend. That just was not. Okay. And then on the back of the pattern, they have got all of the suggested fabrics that you could use. So what you can do if you're sourcing your own fabrics is you can use their colors and just kind of find something in your stash that'll work, and you'll get really close. So this is a hard copy pattern, or you can do a digital download if you want to save shipping. So that's very cool that they did it like that. There's actually a block in this one that I have never done. So that's interesting. It's going to be the A, E, J, and H block. I've not done that one before. So that'll be a first for all of us. Let me angle you guys just a little bit different so you can see what's going on here. I also got the backing and the binding on my wash and dry wall hanging for my laundry room. So that was good. Lori already has a luminaire, want to get a machine to be able to take to class. Oh, okay, yeah. My travel machine is the NQ3700D, and there's another one that's just that's a combo, and there's another one that's a little bit, and that one's wireless, so that's very cool if you ever need to get two things going at one time in your room. So look at that. 1350 or the 2500. Yes, the BQ. Those are okay. That's a sewing machine only, right? That's the quilting machine. All right. You guys bought out the scarecrow kits. Bought them. I mean, so Julie at Two Chicks cut. I know. I'm probably going to talk about this on Sunday too. Julie at Two Chicks and her team cut 30 kits of the scarecrow kits from Designs by Juju. And they were gone in the first 2 hours. So she called me in a panic. She's like, I'm out of shirt fabric. And so she reached out to all of her. There's a quilt store in Port Lavaca, Texas that just closed. And Jean owns that. I've taken my camera around in there before. That was before it's a quilt. She just retired. And so she had a bolt of something like it that was the orange plaid, and it had little flowers in it. Absolutely adorable fabric. So Jean drove up to Ganado from Port Lavaca, hustling this bolt of fabric up. And then the shop in Victoria didn't have anything that would work. And so she's got another plaid that she's adding in, and they are putting more kits together. So from the bolt that Jean brought up from before it's a quilt, they cut another, let's see, 60 kits. And they were sold out by the end of the day. You guys, that just warms my heart. You guys are supporting small businesses and small quilt shops, and that's awesome. So they took a very much needed rest. Yeah. Well, Terry, good. I'm glad you enjoy these chats. Yeah, I think I'll keep doing them. You guys are keeping me honest, keeping me sewing. All right. So what we have here, we have 4 letter A's. Oh, by the way, okay, let me go through what I'm using for everybody who is new. I'm sewing on the Brother NQ 3700. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the NQ 3700. I'm sewing on the Brother PQ 1500 SL. And this is a straight stitch machine. And I am using Alpha Biddies on my pieces. So Alpha Biddies are little plastic tiles you get from the Fat Quarter Shop. They have all different colors, and mine are not rolling off the board because I hot glued a piece of fusible fleece to the back. So they're holding on to my project board and my pieces, and I love that. I don't know why I didn't do that years ago, because you bump the board and they just they slide everywhere. We're stitching, as I said, seasonal stitchy stars. My thread is a poly cone from Connecting Threads. I've got links to all of this below the video. I enjoy supporting you guys with the tutorials. I love it. It gives me purpose. You guys give me purpose, and I appreciate that. And let's see what else. Hopefully I don't have to use my husband's seam rippers. And I'll be ironing with this is the Cricut mini press. Okay. And I've got these pressing tools linked below, these little ones. I love these. These are great for my little corner unit here. And this is a Steady Betty. And this is just a rolling cart. I've got Garden Girl down here and all around up here. So our progress to date. Let's go through what we have done. I need to get this so I know the names of the blocks we have done. So if you guys are stitching along and you want to keep up. Okay. So this is the evening star block. This isn't the first one we did because I did them out of order. So this is the evening star block. Oh, you got your seam ripper in and you love it. Good, Candace. Yeah, they feel so good in your hand. We do have replacement ripper ends on the store side. And then we had the 8-point star block. Okay. That was actually the first one we did. Right. And then we did the wool star block. This is the one that's got the color in the corners. Didn't that come out beautiful? Love this. Good morning, everyone. Arizona. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like the push button needle threader too. I don't like that little drop down hook thing. This is the cozy star block. We did this. I like that little pinwheel in the middle. That turned out super cute. Oh, are y'all in the Midwest still having all that heat? It's terrible. And then we did the glisten block. Isn't that beautiful? That turned out super cute. I love this. All right. So this morning we are doing let me get back to the page. We're getting near the end of this pattern, but don't you worry. I have plenty to stitch on. That's glisten. Good morning, Janet. This morning we're doing Starflower. Okay. What do we got? Oh, my battery's running low. I might want to plug on my, oh, I didn't plug it in. Hold on, you guys. Be right back. Y'all chat amongst yourselves. Where's my battery? Okay. Apologies, you guys. I don't need that. I wrote in big letters on a note right here on the side of the machine, hit record, because last time it went blink and it went blank. I did that. I've got everything plugged in now. We're good. And I've improved my lighting. I used to have a little bit darker lighting because I wanted that whole early morning mood. Well, you guys. Yes, thank you, Candace. Yes, please hit the like button. I watch a guy, his name is Daniel Battelle, and Daniel is a YouTube coach. And he was talking the other day about, let me see, what do we need? We need C and F fabrics. So we have 8C and 8F, and we're going to sew them together and make a little four-piece corner unit. Anyway, he was talking about how the engagement, that's what it's called when you guys, this is in my way, when you guys hit like or make a comment in the chat or leave a comment below the video, that's called engagement. And that helps my channel a lot. So that's cool. That's why it's always good for you guys to visit. All right, my stitch length's at 2.5. We got the glasses on so I can see we're ready to roll. All righty. Now these, I'm going to do 4 of them with yellow on top and 4 of them with white on top, just to make them easier to, you know how they like to fold one way or the other, the top fabric. So they're going to nest. So I want them to be happy and comfortable while they're nesting. Let's see. So I told y'all I'm going to, you're listening while you're in your hayfield doing irrigation. Way to multitask, Julie. That's awesome. I love that. You guys are funny. Y'all listen in the car. You listen, getting the kids ready to get them out the door. Put those little kids back on the bus. Get them out to school. Get them out of your hair. Right? I talked to a lady yesterday. I had a private lesson with a lady yesterday. She just came back, like, she's into Boy Scouts. She said she had 1,000 boys at this. I was probably the Jamboree. I don't know. They were in Georgia. She was driving. Well, her husband was driving and they were on the road. So what a gift. I do better with adult students, I told her. Not so much with the kids. That's the Lord's work for sure, right? I cannot imagine. Oh, my word. Could not imagine. I like them before they can talk and then after they're grown up. Yes, I am using a 7511 needle. I You know what, y'all? I only buy Organ 7511 EBBR needles. They're for the embroidery machine. And I just put it in my piecing machine as well. All Brother machines are timed with Organ needles at the factory. That's why a little package of one came with your machine in your little accessory case, if you've got one of those. And they want you to use those needles. I never knew that until my repair guy told me. And I had thread shredding problems until I switched to, let's see, these are the light on top, until I switched to the Organ needles. And then all of my troubles went away. Okay, these are white on top, and these are yellow on top. But I mean, I just put an embroidery needle in this machine. It doesn't care. It turns out fine. Will you always come back and watch over and over while you're sewing? Oh, thank you, Sue. You're a sweetheart. Candace, you're on the ball. You're gonna be my little manager. I need a manager. Candace keeps up with me more than I do. You're so funny. I am still subscribed to Creative Notions monthly box. They had a delay, and I've got a whole playlist on that. So I can't remember the last one we did. Yeah, I am. The best needle for metallics on an embroidery machine. So Jackie, I really believe there's a combo of things. There's the metallics themselves, the thread themselves, and then the needle. So I hated stitching with metallic thread until I switched to that King Star from Dime. That is the best metallic thread on the market, and it's very reasonably priced as far as I'm concerned. And I just use my standard 7511 EBBR, the Organ needle, and it handles it just perfect. I don't change my needle. It's amazing. So that's interesting, Liz. The Juki TL works best with the Organ. Okay, the HL needles, yeah. Isn't it funny how particular our machines are? They're so particular. It's amazing. Because what works really well on a Brother or a Baby Lock machine might not be the same on a Bernina, right? Yeah. So the 7511 keeps the thread from shredding. All I know is that I had horrible shredding problems just on like my my Quattro until I switched to the Organ 7511. And then I stopped having shredding problems. The thread was always Isacord. I always used Isacord, and I never changed the thread. All right. So when I nest my blocks, what I did is look at that. So one is folded one way on the seam allowance, and the other one has the other way. Okay. So did I do that right? I need them from different piles, you guys. Yeah. All right. One is pointing down to the dark and one is pointing up. And I think that's how we do that. Yeah. One is pointing to the light, one is pointing to the dark. Fold it over that way. And then I butt them up together, making sure the edges are even. This is if you're a new quilter. I'm not meaning to insult the intelligence. What kind of thread do I use for quilting? Cotton thread or poly? Oh, I use poly. I do. I use poly. I use Isacord. And you know, I went to Bold Notion Quilting in Florida. Did an interview with her. She uses poly as well because it just holds so much better. Etta, you're coming in from Austria? No way. That's awesome. Is this your first time? Welcome. That's great. Okay. Connie's in the house in California. You guys, I swear, it is so early. The cotton thread, you know, well, so long arms are almost industrial machines, and they do like a strong thread. I have used cotton threads, but you know, I haven't noticed a difference of using. You're late for class? Did you bring the donuts? You had to clean the litter box. If you're late, you have to bring donuts. That's the rule. Here in Texas, South Texas, if you're late to work, you had to bring the breakfast tacos. And don't you know, there's a local chain down here called Taco Cabana, and there's a commercial out on the radio now, and it's kind of like that old the old Budweiser commercial where it's a guy talking and he's like, this is for you, Mr. Whatever Man, you know, that kind of thing. And that's what it sounds like. And it's talking about, this is for you, the late to work guy. You're in the drive-thru at Taco Cabana. So, you know, instead of being late, they're going to love seeing you come in the door. You can even walk in late to a staff meeting and it won't matter because you brought tacos. I heard that and I laughed because y'all have done that. Oh, wow. I love how you guys visit. That's neat. Okay, this is the fourth of the corner squares. I need to get those pressed open here. Or pressed. I don't know if I'm going to press them open. We'll see. But you guys, you know, use the thread that works for you, y'all. I'm no expert. I've always been that way. I use what works for me. I've never been the quilt police that say, oh, you have to do it this way. Well, that's not how I roll. Okay. I do what works for me. Look at that. That works for me. Okay. Isn't that a beautiful join? Look at that. Oh, Lisa misses breakfast tacos. I know, girl. That's one. You know, when I traveled the world in the Air Force, I missed my breakfast tacos too. There's something about the tortillas that they make at Taco Cabana. I mean, so good. Yeah. Off to work. Bye, Diane. Have a good day. You can watch this on the replay on your way home. Okay. Oh, these are looking good. Yeah. 4 patches. Aw, thank you, Free Spirit. You're a sweetheart. Oh, look what I did, y'all. See? Dang it. I was talking. Wasn't paying attention. Yeah. Okay. We've got a fixer-upper over here. Told you. All righty. So when you do a fix, gotta watch that join. You might don't want to tear it. We got home yesterday from the coast, and my little dog, Frito, it was like she fell over dead. She was so tired. We've got a little golf cart down there, and Keith runs the dogs around in the golf cart. She likes to she sits in my seat, of course. She has to sit up front. Harley has to stay down on the floor of the golf cart because she's only got 3 legs and she'll fall out. Well, thank you, Diane. Yeah. What is the advantage of pressing on the curve thing? There is some kind of magic that happens in wool. Some kind of magic. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's the natural fibers working together, probably. I hear Harley barking. But what happens is, there's Frito. Good morning, Frito. Hi, baby. Good morning. You guys want to say hi to her? She just, come here, Frito. Where are you going? No, back out. Okay. Sorry, mister. I got to be quicker. So I fixed that. Okay. So there's something that happens with the natural fibers in the cotton and the natural fibers in the wool. And I let the weight, I kind of pull it a little bit. And it just gets the join so flat. I don't use steam. I never use steam when I quilt, you guys, because steam makes your fibers, those natural fibers, very pliable and bendy. I only use steam when something's not behaving. There, that's better. Okay. Dee Dee says she uses the seam rippers that Keith made. That's stainless steel. Those are stainless. Yeah. What is the metal? Those are stainless steel seam ripper ends. Okay, so we have our 4-patch unit all done. Let me put that here on my block. Good morning from Northeast Wisconsin. I was born in Janesville, down in the South. I got to Texas as fast as I could. I was about 4 when we got here. Oh, thank you so much. So Life BZ. That's so nice. Thank you. You were ripping Saturday, Scotty Dog, that exploding heart pattern, exploding star. Oh, y'all. All right. So this is where that concept of turn of cloth comes in. The next block we're making, we need a B square. We need a B square and we need a G rectangle. So we're going to match these up. All right. So they want you to draw a line on the back of the B square, corner to corner. Sew on the line and then cut away 1/4 inch, leave 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then fold that over. And cross your fingers and hold your tongue around your eye tooth and just hope that you actually get it right. So I'm going to show you exactly how to get it right, okay? The concept they've given you here, but I'm going to show you the technique. So that's right, Dee Dee. American by birth and Texan by choice. Okay, here we go. Let me show you guys how to do this. So you want to take your ruler and you're going to put the ruler corner to corner, just like they tell you. Okay. And then you're going to take, whether it's a pencil, I use a friction fine liner. Okay. These are in my Amazon store. I linked it below. And you're going to draw a line right next to the ruler. Now, if the ruler is corner to corner, then the line is not. So that's a concept you've got to think about there. That means if the ruler's corner to corner and the line is not, then one side of this square is larger than the other. The shorter side is sticking out from underneath because that's the side we have the line on. So I'm going to put a little mark on that short side. The short side is the side we're going to cut off. All right. So if the ruler's corner to corner, the line is not. The line is marking the short side. So put a little mark on there. That's the side we're going to cut off. It looks corner to corner, but it's not. So now we have to put the piece we're going to cut off to my right. So I'm going to match these up. And so on the line, so if I'm sewing on the line, I'm not sewing corner to corner. It looks like I did, but I didn't. Now, before you cut, because of the space of the drawn line, there's now enough room for this fabric to fold over. That is called turn of cloth. That little bit of room, it's called turn of cloth in the garment sewing world. I'm going to pull it over and match the point exactly, and then finger crease it. So you've maintained the integrity of the base shape. And from the back, it should not look different. It should look identical. If your little corner's up here like this, or it's over here like this, that's not correct. It needs to match exactly where you want it to be. And it should look identical as when you started from the back. Okay. Then you press it. Before you cut, press it. I've made sure that that point is exactly where I want it. Okay. It still looks exactly. I've maintained the integrity of the base shape. Now I'll cut it. So cut off the short side. All right. That's how you do that. You need to make 4 of these. All right. 1. I've already marked these just to make it quicker. So I'll do 3 more. On the green, and the short side goes to my upper right. And then once you get that concept down, you guys will be zipping right along. This changed my world in this kind of sewing, flying geese. And you use this concept a lot in this block. Poor Lisa, she figured that it was getting to know Hugh is that's where that finally came to me when I was doing a Nancy Rinks, getting to know Hugh. Oh, mercy, that thing was a beast. I could do the outside blocks. I couldn't do the inner star. I didn't have the skills. And I gave it to Lisa. That's Betty Boop here in the chat. I gave it to Lisa, and she took it home and she finished it. And now she's got it on her long arm. So we'll see how that turns out. Good. I'm glad, Norma. Yes, it does help. It's amazing. Because, they tell you to, especially when you're doing a whole bunch at one time, draw a line down the center and then you put them in a pile. And then when you get to where you're ready to sew them, you've got a 50-50 chance at getting it right. That's no good. So if you mark it, you're going to get it right. Okay, so there's these 4. Let me cut these. Okay. Juki recommends glide threads. Well, glide is a poly. I love glide. I love their colors. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think everybody's getting on board with the whole poly concept because There's nothing wrong with mixing. Y'all, this is a poly thread that I am piecing with. It's a kind of it's dull. It's not shiny. What's it called? A matte finish. And then I use poly to put the quilts together, and it works out fine. Okay. Even though you're using it on cotton fibers, works fine. Okay, so there's those. Now we're going to do the same thing again with the eye rectangle, which is the brown in this case. And then this time, the piece that's cut off goes over to my left. You love glide on your handy quilter long arm? Wow. All of the stuff that I'm using here today, you guys, is linked below in the description box. If you're on a phone, you can click the More button below the video, and it'll open up a list of all of the goodies that I'm using here. Those are my links. That's how I make my living, you guys, nowadays. So I'd appreciate it very much if you use my links. Alrighty. So these 4. So I like to chain piece, just like Jenny does on Missouri Star. Oh, good, Annette. That's awesome. You're so very nice to share that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Started quilting in your 20s and didn't get it. Now you're 60 and loving it. Well, you know, sometimes it takes a while. So you can truly appreciate the skill and the art that goes into this. Am I using pre-wound bobbins when I quilt? I make my own, Carrie. Yeah, I make my own. I have a, what is that thing called? I don't know. I got a bobbin winder sitting over there. One day I'll show it to y'all. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll have it and I'll show you. So what I do is I sew using a poly cone. This is what it looks like right here. Okay. This is actually my cone I use for my bobbins. I'm about out. I don't know where the end is. Anyway, there we go. So it's got a matte, kind of a, not woolly finish, but it's fuzzy a little bit. You know, it feels like regular cotton thread. Okay. But it's poly. And this is an Essential Pro connecting threads. And I love it. Very strong. And then I make up about a bunch of bobbins. These are the metal bobbins. I think they're the size L for this machine. And I've got a little Missouri Star bobbin cup. That's what I keep my bobbins in. And then I have a little tray over here for the ones that I use up. And they sit over there and wait. And then once these are all gone, then I, you know, spend 20 minutes or so filling more bobbins. Yeah, so this block here doesn't actually go corner to corner. You end up with a little bit of extra down there on that side. Okay. Yeah. Well, hi, Sylvia. You made it. Yay. Good for you. Well, I think I'm going to try to start doing these. I know Pat Sloan is on in the mornings. She does hers, but she's doing them at 7 Eastern. I always ended up catching the replay. So I don't want to compete with her, but I'm an early morning stitcher too. And I was doing just like 20 minutes, but you know, if we're going to sew a block, I end up doing it for about an hour or so. So you think I'd be more productive. And I feel like I am. You guys are keeping me honest on this quilt for sure, or this bed runner, on this table runner for sure. Because we are knocking these blocks out. I've got Fab Farm I'm working on. I've got Christmas Runner I'm working on for my daughter-in-law. I've got American Pie quilt along with my quilt shop that I'm working. I got lots to do to keep me busy. Isn't it a blessing to have things to do to keep you busy? And you're starting getting to know Hugh on Monday evening when you sew, Connie. Well, buckle up. Giddy up, girl. It's something else. Okay. So let me pull this up a little bit. All right. So I want to make sure you guys can see this. So these are going to go like this. Now, last night when I was reading the pattern, I told myself I'm going to fold one of these and iron them the other way so that they nest. Did I do that? No. I'm going to do that right now. So on these brown ones, I'm going to press I'm going to re-iron them and press them to the dark. So the green ones are going to the light and the brown ones are going to the dark because they need to be able to nest. Yeah. Nancy Rink and Judy Niemeyer, those ladies. Whoa. Sorry you're late, but first day of school for the grandkids. You have to bring donuts if you're late. I haven't had a donut. Oh, my word. I can't remember the last time I had a donut. That is not conducive to the Weight Watchers way of life, you guys. What I wouldn't do for a donut. Okay, now I've got my seam allowances going the other way. Okay. So we need to nest these together. Make the 4, and then we're going to put unit D on each end, or rectangle D on each end, right? They nest so pretty when they're folded different directions, you guys. Just very nice. What does my shirt say? It says, "Blessed are the quilters, for they shall be called peacemakers." I get my shirts from a company that won't sponsor me. So I don't, I do wear them because they're fun and we all enjoy them. And they get me in my stitchy mood, but I do have them linked below this video, but it's way down at the bottom. I've asked them to sponsor me and they're like, nope, sorry. Well, okay. You know, if you're going to collaborate, you got to help people, right? They are not interested in that. I think they're a Chinese company. They're out of New York. And they don't collaborate like we do. That's not how they roll. As far as I know. Am I doing this right, y'all? Does it matter? Yes, I am. Okay. But they got good quality shirts and cute sayings. You guys got to be careful. There's hello, Frida. Okay, she's over here now. She wants to say hi to you guys. Here she is. There. Hello, baby girl. Good morning. Did you get your treats? Good girl. Yes. Everybody's here to say hi. Yeah, so they're good quality. What I was going to say, you guys got to watch out for companies that steal designs. So somebody had a Facebook ad come up, and it had, I'm sure you guys have seen over the years, that Quilt Diva by Amy Bradley. Which way do these get pressed? I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna press them. They need to go one way so they nest with the one that they're gonna match up to. I have a hard time nesting if I press my seams. Anyway, so I've seen this T-shirt that they've got on Facebook, and it's Amy Bradley's Quilt Diva, and they've got some other saying on it. That's a stolen design, and I'm a huge champion of intellectual property. So, it's very difficult to make a nickel in this industry, and shame on those who steal designs. And it's usually somebody from overseas. They don't respect other people's. Whoa, that looks crazy. So you guys just kind of be, it might be super cute, but just be really careful of that, All right. We see that a lot in the Facebook group. My moderators are really good at spotting it, and so are you guys. We have people who are real familiar with the digitizers and designers that are in the industry, and somebody will put something out there and they'll go, a comment will come up, spam, don't buy those designs, you guys. We try to delete them and ban them as soon as we find them. I cannot have stolen stuff in our Facebook group. It's just no. It's not good for the industry. It's not good for you guys, and it's not good for me. So cute as it may be, you have to put your foot down. Okay. Now we're going to sew a D rectangle to each end of that unit. It was so funny. I had just mentioned to you guys, I don't guess, did I cut enough Ds? I only cut 4 Ds. I need 8. I've got to cut more fabric, y'all. And it looks like I only have 3. What was I thinking? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've talked to you guys before about how people email me all the time wanting the digital files for those Lori Holt simple shapes. And I can't share those. Y'all, I've got to get some fabric and cut more Ds. Hold on. I apologize. These are okay. Okay, I can cut them over here with you guys. Have rotary mat will travel, right? And I've got a little ruler, and I've got my rotary cutter right here. All right, let me cut off our selvage. Oh, I should have cut this at the same time. I saw Jenny Jones do that this weekend on a video, and I should have done it just like she does. Fold that end over, cut 4 at a time. Yeah, I always load up on my bobbins. Nothing worse than having to stop and make a bobbin. Okay. So there's 4. I'll just go ahead and cut 8. Measure twice, cut once, right, guys? Okay. Crisis averted. Apologies. Okay. You order your bobbins 144 at a time. The bobbin cutter, Candace, or bobbin winder? I don't have it under the video. I'll do that after we get done. I think it's in my Amazon store. I bought it on Amazon. Let me turn you guys so you're looking more. Cutter, winder, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's in my Amazon store. If not, I will add it to there as well. And I didn't have it together at all. I didn't plug my stuff in. At least my camera didn't cut off and go black like last time. I still need to go into the YouTube editor and edit that out. I haven't done that yet. Oh boy. Today's going to be busy. I have a virtual class for me, not for somebody else, at 10 o'clock. I'm very excited about that. It's for YouTube. So I'm doing some training to hone my craft here. So we have the craft of stitching, and then I also have the craft of YouTube. It is its own thing. And I've got a video I got to edit. There's a pattern designer. She's got an Etsy shop. Her name is Lynn. She designs a lot of the quilts that are hanging on the walls at Fiberworks. And she was here and did a little trunk show. So we got that, and I tried to edit it on the way home yesterday, and it just didn't work. I'm using the PQ 1500 Annette. I've had this machine, oh gosh, forever, long time. And I like it so much, I just bought another one. They're less than $700 on Amazon. Unbelievable. And that's from the Brother store. So you're getting them from Brother Sews with Brother warranty. I just took it down to the coast this weekend. I've become so spoiled with this machine, I won't piece on anything else. I even drug it to a class. That class I did on the Wonder Curve ruler, I drug it with me over there to stitch on that. I'm just not happy with my piecing quality. That's just me. What am I using to put my pins on? This is a little needle minder. It's a Lori Holt. Let me show you. It gathers more pins than I'd like, because it's just a little fat quarter bundle with an iron and a tomato. So that's a needle minder. It's a little magnet, and there's metal. There's a piece of metal under this bed and it grabs onto it over here and holds right there. But I got little needle minders. I'm such a sucker for these things, you guys. Isn't that cute? Look at that little cow. I think this is Cornelius. Look at that. My chicken. I love them. I've got them all over my room. I am. I'm a sucker for those things. I love them. Hi, Bernadette. Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody, please keep Bernadette's sister in your prayers. She's battling ovarian cancer. I lost one of my best friends to that in 2010. Horrible, horrible, horrible disease. Yeah. That's the worst. I had all my plumbing out back in 2009, probably TMI, you guys, but while we're on the subject, and I struggled with partial or full, and opted for full because I had an anesthesiologist tell me that all of the hormones that we're going to lose can be replaced with medication and vitamins and drugs or whatever you want to do. But the ovarian cancer is a very sneaky thing. And she said, you won't believe how many women come through that had a partial and they come in 8 or 10 years later and they're not well. And it's so sad. So that did it for me. I felt like God put an angel in my path that day when she took her name was Rebecca. She's an anesthesiologist at Brooke Army Medical Center. And she said, and her name was Rebecca, like mine. And she was born same day as me, a year after me. I was a year older than her. And I felt like that she was an angel. Okay, so we have these put together now, all right? So we've got the D's on the outside of those. Okay, here comes that block I've never made before. We're going to get square A's, and we're going to get square E, which you need to draw. We're going to do the line on the back with the little mark on the short side. Same concept. Square E, and that's the end we're going to cut off. And that goes on any one of these points. Okay, it doesn't matter which one, but we're going to sew it to that corner. My friend's name was Kathy Aris. She was an instructor, a PME instructor, while she was overseas. But she was a pharmacy tech by trade in the Air Force. And she was a senior master sergeant when she retired. I didn't know who she was. And she was a force to be reckoned with, y'all. We were in a safety meeting one time. And this is at Wilford Hall Medical Center at Lackland Air Force Base. And the safety guy said that they had to have a separate safety binder. And safety binders are about that thick with 1 million tabs in them, right? So they had to have a separate safety binder for every single office symbol, which is like the smallest of units. You know, every office symbol had to have a safety binder. And Kathy lost her mind. Wilford Hall at the time was the largest medical center in the Department of Defense, full 1,000-bed facility. And she come unglued. She was the superintendent of pharmacy operations at the time. She said, what? She says, I've got 27 office symbols in my pharmacies. You think I'm going to have 27 binders? You're out of your mind. She was standing up with her hands on the table, and I was like, I love this woman. I was a little tech sergeant at the time. Her hair caught on fire and she stormed out after the meeting because he wouldn't relent then. And she was fuming, going back, walking across the parking lot over to the main building. And I was following along behind her. And I was like, Sergeant Eris, that was beautiful. Because I had 12 office symbols in my organization. And I didn't want to have 12 safety binders either. It was hilarious. Well, she got her way. It was so funny. And that was the start of a really good friendship. I really respected her. I like strong women. Really respected her. Katie, you finally hobbled in the sewing room. How's your ankle doing? Is that getting any better? Katie made it in. Newest great-granddaughter gifts. Yay. Oh, she's a doll. Katie sent me a picture of her newest great-granddaughter, and she's just precious. All right. So we've got our little corners now. I need to press these. I was talking. I didn't iron when I was supposed to. Okay. So now these corners all go in the center of a block, of the block. So we're going to put these. This fabric's directional in this. Y'all, I didn't even pay attention. I don't want my brain can't think about that. Okay. The colors that they have in the diagrams on the instructions are different than the colors. All right. So on these blocks, and they're all made the same. Put the orange tab down in the lower left corner, and you're going to take a green H square that you've drawn a line on and marked the short side. And the green H square is going to go in the lower right corner. Okay. Green H square goes in the lower right corner. I'm not looking at the diagram on how to make it. I'm looking at the picture up here to see how to make it, y'all. Because the picture up here has the colors correct. The diagram over on the instructions page does not. All right. So I'm going to sew all of the lower right corners at one time. Yeah. Well, no, Amelia, I do believe you did the right thing. That's me personal. And that is a very personal decision, you guys. Okay. Orange in the lower left, green in the lower right. That is a very personal decision. And so that happened in March of 2009 for me. And Kathy had it done in 2003, I think. And she did the partial. And she actually encouraged me to do the partial. And I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Well, anyway, so I had mine done in March of 2009. Her husband called me in June of 2009 and said she'd been diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. And I didn't see her again until she wouldn't see anybody. I didn't see her again until I went to the hospice and held her hand as she passed in April of 2010. Life is tough. Okay. So we've got green in the lower. We've got green in the lower right. It should look like this, okay? All right. What are you guys doing? You're going to let it go. That one, Said it was a cow, was it, Becky? What's that needle miner? This one is a sheep. That's a sheep. Y'all, I get all of these from the Fat Quarter Shop. They're not cheap. They're like 12, 15 bucks. I don't know, but they make me happy. Those are and then I've got the bee skep. That's hanging on another. If it's a needle minder from Lori Holt, it's hanging somewhere here around in my sewing room. I kind of thought they were frivolous, you know. And then I got one in one of the Sew Sampler boxes, and it was so cute. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. I know. Hey, you can't take it with you, right? It makes me happy. But that little sheep's adorable. I think it was the chicken, the Cornelius, that came in one of the Sew Sampler boxes. And I kind of fell in love with it. And I don't mind it because I look at it all the time. It's not like fabric I spend $10 or $12 on and then put it in the stash and never see it again. So I get a lot of use out of it. That's the way I think. Right? Okay. Yep. Like going down a rabbit hole. I know it. Y'all, our life is like that. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing with the H. No. H. Oh, that is H. The J square. The brown square. Draw a line corner to corner and mark the short side. The short side is the side you're going to cut off. The short side is the side hanging out from underneath the ruler. Okay. So that's going like this. And sew these. I do like having that little needle minder right there on the bed of my machine, because when I pull a pin when I'm sewing, I just kind of toss it and it, you know, sticks to it. I love it. Becky, I was having your coffee cup with me when I was doing this, but it's not. The coffee gets cold because these sessions take a long time. It's not enough. I have to double up my coffee in my little Dutch Brothers mug. All right, this is annoying. Okay. I can hear Harley trying to come through the doggy door. She's so lazy. She can go through doggy doors all day long. But what she does is she'll stick her head in and kind of flap it a little bit. In, out, in, out. She's wanting me to come over and open the door for her. And I'm not going to do that. She just came through. Did she? No, Frito came through. Frito probably pushed her out of the way. He just fed them. Okay, so now we're going to fold this over, and it matches and meets because we sewed the short side to the block. That's the part that's going to be cut off. You use a coffee warmer plate. You know, that's just one more thing for me to leave on. I have to connect my iron on the ironing station into a light above the ironing station. So, and they're all plugged into the same strip, power strip. So that if the light's on, the iron's on. That's how I know. Otherwise, I'll leave that on for weeks. It's terrible. I'm getting hungry. Yep, I've never made this block before. You can't have a doggy door. Wouldn't know who my dog invited in. I won't live without doggy doors. We've got them all over this house so that the dogs can come and go in our fenced-in backyard. I don't have to ever let anybody outside. That's annoying. And then we put one in at the coast too. We've got a fenced-in area that they can come and go. Because they follow us constantly everywhere. All right. So now we're going to sew a 4-patch of these. Can you guys see that? Let me put that down there. We're going to sew a 4-patch of that. That's how that goes. Now, hitting these points, you want to get you guys in here and show you what you want to do. I'm going to get really close right here, okay? We want to sew, and you want to make sure that that point and that point meet to make a little diamond on all of these. And the only way I can do that, if I just sew it together, it's crossing my fingers. So what I'm going to do, I'll show y'all where these seams cross. Right there. I drew on it. I want to see what you see. See, I drew on it. Where those seams cross. I'm going to put a pin. You can't see. Hold on. Let me get it up where you can see here. Okay. I'm going to put a pin right in that. And you want it to come out exactly. Nope. There's folds you got. You know what? If you try it and it doesn't work, go in from the front. And put that pin right there. And then you can see. So I went in from the front. And then you can see on the back where to put the pin. Works pretty much. All right. So I've got that pin sticking out of there. And now I'm going to go in right here. Okay. Get those edges level. Get that pin horizontal. Take another pin. Go in one side of the seam allowance. And out the other. These are dancing all over the place, y'all. And before I pull that pin, I'm going to draw a landing strip. All right. So I got all kinds of stuff going on here. Now I can pull the pin. Okay, cross your fingers. Ha ha ha. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. That's what we're after. See that? That's what we're after. Okay, I'm going to do it to the other two. It's not the neatest way of doing things. It is. This was born out of desperation, y'all, because I was so frustrated that I couldn't. I just hated doing stuff over and over and over. All right. Back side of this one. I want to hit the, I'm going to have to go in from the front on all of these. And they're not the same because of the fold of the fabric. Okay. Nope. Right there. All right. So now I can see where I need to put the pin. Right there. Pull it out from the front. Okay. And now I'm going to go in this way, right there. Okay. Hold that pin horizontal. Go in one side of the seam allowance diagonally and out the other. And before I pull the pin, draw a landing spot, a landing strip right there. That'll work. Okay. So now I'm going to press these seam allowances one side to the brown and one side to the green so they nest. Because now we got all kinds of nesting we got to do. This is a hard block, you guys. What did I do? That one's to the brown. This one's to the green. Okay. Here we go. I need another swig of coffee for this, you guys. Alrighty. In the point, nope. In the point right there. And then in on this point right there. Oh my word, you guys. This thing. We've got 3 nested seams right in the center of this block. Three of them. Oh. I'm concentrating, you guys. Find the center. Yeah, there's no sense in sewing blind. You really need to see exactly where you're going to stitch. Okay. Hold that pin horizontal. In one side, out the other. Draw my landing zone, landing strip. Okay, pull that. These are dancing around, and these, all right. This is something else. Not for the faint of heart, y'all. Okay, here we go. So, look at all of that. Isn't that a hot mess? Huh? Let's see how we do. We'll give it a go. Here it is. Let's see. I'll take it. What do you think? I'll take it. Yeah. Heck yeah. All day long, you guys. That's what I'm talking about. Whoop, whoop. Now I am going to press the seam open on this one because it's pretty bulky. I am going to press that open just to help it be flatter. Okay. Yeah. I like this Cricut mini press because it doesn't cut off. It has a 13-minute timer in it. And as soon as you move it, then it resets the timer. It lasts pretty long, so I like that. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. Yep. How about that? Yeah. I feel like I just won a college football game. Oh, my goodness sakes. Yes, that turned out nice. All right. So now we've got to put, let me back you guys out a little bit. Wider. Okay. Now we're going to put these guys on two sides. And I will press these seams to the inside. Now we've got to match up those points like that. So we've got to match here, here, and here. Now, it's hard to match like this when you have, it's hard to match. So again, I will take a pin and use 1/4-inch seam guide. I don't have a nest to butt them together. So when you don't have a nest to butt them together, what I do is I will take a 1/4-inch seam guide on the side I'm going to sew on. Okay. Yeah. I'll take a 1/4-inch seam guide on the side I'm going to sew on, and I'll mark my 1/4 inch on that stitch line that it's got to meet. Okay. So again, with the pins, I'm going to take a pin and go in at that 1/4 inch right on the seam line. And I need to mark a 1/4 inch on this piece as well on the front part. Okay. So now I can see where this seam needs to match on that angle right there. I don't trust just putting the ends together, crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. And then in one side and out the other at a diagonal is how I pin, and I'll pull it. This one I can nest easy enough. These two center seams. I think. All right. And then this one, I'll take the pin and go in right on my 1/4 inch and in on my 1/4 inch right at where the two fabrics meet. And then hold the pin horizontal, go in one side of the seam allowance and out the other, and pull the pin. Okay. And that's how you do that. Do you love it? I love it. You just did a bunch of these for the panda blocks, Lisa. Yeah. Yeah. He's sitting there nodding as I speak. That's what we do, y'all. That's what we do. Yep. Oh, that turned out so good. I love it, love it, love it. Oops. Hit the button and didn't mean to. Yep. Very pleased. Okay, here we go. Got to mark my 1/4 inch seams. Don't sew blind. And that one, and then 1/4 inch on the wrong side of this one. What are you guys doing? Yeah, diagonal matching. I tell you, that's a that'll make you pull your hair out. That'll make you hate quilting if you don't break that secret. You break the code on that. Diagonal matching is once you get it, it's like pff, no problem, whatever. All right, inside the other, and then here, put it in on my right next to the fabric and right there. Okay. Now, the reason I do my pins where I go in one side of the seam allowance and out the other on a diagonal is so that when the needle goes over that seam, one stitch, the metal of the pin is still below. And I don't hit the pin. Money. That'll work. Yep. So you can pull the pin, you get one stitch over that seam. Now the seam is anchored together, and then you can pull the pin. If you go in straight, it doesn't work. You got to go in at a diagonal from lower right to upper left. Okay, look at that unit, you guys. Okay, now we need to put together these. Oh, I sewed those outwards. Okay, then I need to sew these inwards. All right, the yellow squares go upper left. The yellow squares go to the upper yellow squares go to the inside. Okay. And then on the lower one, again, the squares. Now on the lower one, the yellow squares to the inside. Okay. Why is my cutter acting peculiar? And I need to press this to the inside because I pressed the other one to the outside, that center unit. I want those to nest really nice. What are you guys doing? Thank you. You never marked your 1/4 inch seam, just use this. So, oh, Annette, these are the friction fine liners. They're in my Amazon store. They work great. They go away when I iron them. Okay. All right. So now the upper, the yellow square is to the outside, upper edge inside up here. Okay. I've got to tell myself over and over and match the picture. Otherwise, we're heading for trouble. Because if somebody's going to get it wrong, it's going to be me. All right. To the outer edge and inside. Okay. I didn't even think to hook up my internet directly to my laptop. I hope you guys can see okay. All right, and these are pressing to the inside. And now we're fixing to sew the whole 9 yards together. Yeah, so we are sewing Seasonal Stitchy Stars from Fat Quarter Shop. And we are in the home stretch. I'm down to 2 seams left, y'all. Okay, so now we need to mark those 1/4 inch seams again. So I've got a ruler with a 1/4 inch marking on it. And I'm marking for the diagonal match on the pretty side of the inner block. Right where that goes. Okay. And then I'll do it on the wrong side of the outer block, right on that seam line where they need to match. That's my landing strip. I was in the Air Force. We have landing strips, right? Okay. Okay. Here we go. So when I nest, I like to nest from the inside out. Y'all, my watch going crazy. It's just, I get a better finish when I do from the inside out. So now I'm going to go with a pin right in at my 1/4 inch here and right at where the fabrics meet with the 1/4 inch right there. Okay. Hold that pin horizontal and then take a pin. I'm going to take a pin, and here is the seam line right here where that pin is. I'm going to go in one side of the seam allowance that holds it down when you sew, and out the other at a diagonal. So, and then I can pull the pin, because when I sew, I'll get 1 stitch over that seam line and then pull the pin. And then I need to nest this guy right here. In one side of the seam allowance, out the other at a diagonal. And that's fine. Okay. I need to put it in this seam. Match it with that one right across. And it doesn't matter that there's a little bit of edge that's not even. I don't care about that. That will all come out in the wash, y'all. Who cares? That will sort itself out. The only time I really try to get the edges even is at the beginning of the stitch of the block and at the end. And that's why I'll anchor the ends quite often like that, horizontally, so that that prevents your block from being wonky size-wise. These finish at 9.5. All right, 1 stitch over that seam so I know it's anchored. And now I'm going to hit my landing strip All right, here we go. That worked. That worked. That'll work. Okay. Here we go. Start nesting from the middle. What are you guys doing? Keith gonna make the magnet wands. You know, they've been out. The place he buys the blanks has been out of them for months. They can't get any in. They're really nice when you need them. Bernadette, yeah, I know. Okay. Y'all are nodding. Yeah. Do I slide my 1/4-inch ruler or hair down so the marking is accurate? So Free Spirit, this ruler is actually, I believe this is a scant 1/4-inch ruler. Okay, so it's all ready, I think. I don't know. Let me see. I think it's a scant 1/4-inch ruler. No, it's right on it. No, I don't. I actually thought about that. No, it's an accurate 1/4-inch. As long as it's all the same, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I mean, if it's a 30-second off, as long as the block comes out to be 9.5 when it's all said and done, I think you're okay. All right, final seam, guys. Thank you very much, all of you who have hung out with me and even taken me with you in the car when you had to leave. Or maybe you're going to be able to come back and see how this turns out, the end of this story, right? Okay, here we are. All right, that one turned out good. That green is just a little, like half a stitch off, and I'm going to leave it. Am I going to leave it? It's always the last seam, isn't it, you guys? It's like a stitch off. Do you see that right there? It's like a stitch off. What do I do? I'm going to fix it. I can't stand it. I'm going to fix it. I will not leave that off like that. Okay. All right. So we're going to, I don't know why my pinning. Okay, that's right on it. And there. Okay. Hold that pin horizontal. In one side of the seam allowance, out the other. All right, let's give it a shot. Did you see how I did that? You don't have to undo the entire seam. Just undo the offending part. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of go back into the seam and go past where I opened it. Well, it did it again. Y'all, I'm leaving it. I can't stand it. I'm going to leave it. I'll think about it today. I don't want to keep you any longer. I'll think about it. I tell you what, if I come back and notice it, Becky will fix it. Yeah, I will. I'll fix it. I mean, it's if I look at it from here, it looks great, right? Y'all, that makes me nuts. Those other ones are perfect. I'll fix it. All right, you guys. So this has been the Star Flower block, and it turned out just beautiful. This is from Fat Quarter Shop's Seasonal Stitchy Stars. Thank you so much for joining me. We've been on quite a while. Could have watched a movie by now, right? So I will be back tomorrow, and tomorrow is the last of the star blocks, but then we're going to have finishing and all of that to do as well. So this has been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much. All right. You guys have a great day. See you later. You guys go sew something. Bye.